All right, so let's get started with rounding some of those numbers to the nearest 10. So you just heard that when we're rounding to the nearest 10, we're going to be thinking about those benchmark numbers. So when we're counting by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And then we're always going to be thinking about those midway points, the points in between, your halfway helpers. So those are going to be your counting by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, right? So we're going to be thinking about those numbers, and today we're going to think about those numbers on a number line. So make sure you have your template ready as well as your marker. Let's go ahead and on this line this big dark one, this is the number that we're going to be rounding, okay? So let's start off with a number. Let's start with the number 32. When you see that you need to round the number 32 to the nearest 10, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, well, what two benchmark numbers are these between? The number 32 falls between the benchmark numbers 30 and 40. So it says 32 is between 30 and 40 benchmark numbers. Okay, because as you can see, you're already at 3 in the tens. The next 10 would be 40. So let's also now go ahead and label that onto our number lines here. So 32 would fall between 30 and 40, so I'm going to do 30 here on my number line, and then 40 here on my number line. So now I want to think, what would be halfway between 30 and 40? What's my midway point? Well, what fives falls there? 30, 35, 40. So 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here this would be our midway point, 35. So if you count by fives here, you would have 30, 35, 40. Okay? So now we want to put 32 on our number line because that's what we are rounding. So 32 would be 31, 32. 32 would fall right here. Let's put a red dot there, and let's put the number 32 there. So now, like we said, we're rounding. So we're trying to find the number that it is closer to. Is it closer to 30 or 40? Yeah, 32 is closer to the number 30. It's only 2 away. And it's not at our midway point or higher. So we would take this number and we would round to 30. So we are rounding down. So 32 would round down to 30. Because whenever we're rounding, we're trying to find what number is it about. So it's about 30. Let's go ahead and erase, and let's try another one. Let's try the number 46. We're going to round the number 46, and today we're just rounding to the nearest 10. So we're going to really focus on that tens place value. Can you box your 4 for me? Now, that 10 there is a 4. So that tells me that I'm already at the benchmark number of 40. So 46 is between 40 and what's your next benchmark number? Yeah, 50. So 46 is between 40 and 50. And we're going to try and find out what number is it closer to. So let's label our number line here. We would have 40, and then we would have 50 over here. Let's label our midway point. Midway between 40 and 50 would be 45. So 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, which would be right here. Okay? So now we're going to place 46 onto our number line because we've got our benchmark numbers done and we've got our midpoint already done. So 46 would be right here after 45. 46. So we want to do 46, and what number would that be closer to? Would you want to round closer to 50, or would you want to go down to 40? Well, I see that 46 is above our midway point. And since it's above our midway point, we are going to go up to 50. So 46 would round up to 50. So 46 is about 50. Let's go ahead and erase and try another one. Let's try the number 63. The first thing that we need to think about is, what two benchmark numbers are we between? Well, we're rounding to the nearest 10. So put a box around your 10. How many 10s do you have? Very good, you've got 6. So that tells you you're already between 60 and what's your next benchmark number? Yeah, 70. So we're between 60 and 70. So we can label our number line 60, 70. Those are our benchmark numbers. Our midway point is halfway between our 5s. So between 60 and 70 would be 65, which would be right here. 65. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now we got to think about, okay, where would 63 fall on that number line? 61, 62, 63. There's 63 right there. So now we've got to round. Is 63 above or below our midway point? Yeah, it's below our midway point. So because it's below our midway point, it's going to fall right down to 60. So 63 would round down to 60. 63 is about 60. Let's go ahead and erase and try another one together. Let's think about the number 12. We want to know about how many would that be. If I said I have 12 pairs of shoes. Now I don't want to give an exact number, maybe I want to give an estimate, so I would need to round. About how many? So we're rounding to the nearest 10, box your 10. Now, I see I only have 1. If I only have 1 unit of 10, that means I'm at 10. Well, what's your next benchmark number? 10, 20. Very good. So 12 is between 10 and 20. So let's label our number lines. Our midway point is halfway between 10 and 20, which would be 15, because that's our 5. Now let's put 12 on there. 10, 11, 12. Now we've got to think, is it above or below our midway point? It's below our midway point, so it's going to round down to 10. So 12 would round down to 10. Let's go ahead and try one more. Let's do the number 78. What would we round 78 to the nearest 10? Well, we're doing tens, so let's find our tens place value. 7. 7 tens is really 70. So it's between 70 and what's your next benchmark number? 80. Let's label that number line. 70, 80. Our midway point would be 75. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. Because that's halfway between 70 and 80. So now we've got to put 78 on our number line. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. There it is. So ask yourself, is it below or is it above your midway point? Yeah, it's above. When it's above our midway point, we are going to round up to 80. So 78 would round up to 80. Great job on your first date with rounding to the nearest 10 using your number line. Tomorrow, Miss Baker is going to teach you a rhyme to also help you round. See you later.